Yeah.
Yeah, so I went on a run today and
Right
drew
on.
a phallic symbol on the G with my feet in my neighborhood on the GPS tracker. At the end of my run, I looked and was like, okay, what?
Nice. The big
Yeah,
ship did that, and before it got stuck in the Suez Canal, it made a big dick.
yeah, and me and that ship have a lot in common.
Yeah, like your big fat
Like,
booty
yeah,
or something.
exactly. But
Yeah,
it's like a
junk
nice
in the
little.
trunk.
You know what, Alex? Art is everywhere, bro. Art is
Yeah,
everywhere. I didn't even have to
yeah.
look for it.
Humans
I
and
just went
designers are
and run, and then I did a little. I just wish that I knew and like juke a little bit to get some of the details there. You know, like
you know, go for like a quick, like, I don't know how you'd make the hop, but do a little sperm shooting out. Turn your GPS off and then like run a block and then turn it on for a block and then run and turn it off.
yeah, man. So I'm an artist. I'm now
I'm an artist.
yeah. I'm just now listing it across all platforms and medium.
Nice.
So
You're gonna start getting some interesting targeted ads. You showed the algorithm what you really want. You showed it yourself.
ooh, damn. I showed the algorithm have big dick energy. This one is blocks long.
That's so funny.
Speaking of
So, hey,
artists,
welcome to All Day Breakfast,
yeah,
people, humans. Whatever breakfast you're eating, whatever time it is. If you're having whiskey and Coke breakfast at 8 p.m., who
you, you,
knows?
you might be doing that.
Who
If you are,
knows?
it's okay. And cheers.
Yeah, you're. It's totally fine. How's have you been affected by relocking down?
I'll tell you what I'm affected by: the
Yeah.
death of DMX.
Oh God, aren't we all? Our Facebook feeds are all full now.
Oh God, but dude, it's I'm at a point where like people like groups that I like a DMX I've been listening to since like grade 7 or 8. It's like that's like I've been listening to DMX for decades, man.
Yeah.
And that's crazy to me. And get it. It's just like a sign of getting old. But aside
Yeah.
of that, DMX is dope.
Yeah, dude, DMX's music is really, really good. But like, I don't know, I'm just getting sick of pretending to be upset when celebrities die.
Yeah. This is one I
I
was like sad about, but not like super sad, but just like oh too bad.
yeah. Like that was the extent I was like, oh man, that sucks. Like no more DMX albums. Like
With
he was
DMX
pretty
though, ever since last Friday, people have been calling him like people every like 12 hours are like he's dead. And like no, he's not yet. He's dead.
cool.
No, he's not dead yet. He's dead. I swear like 5 times. It's like okay, just chill.
Yeah.
You know, we don't. I know this is the the era of like the never-ending news loop, but
Yeah. It's
got a
pretty crazy.
coma. Just hang out for a minute. But yeah, it's too sad. Which is I used.
I'm so sick of the like internet whoring that happens when these people die. Like
I
today
know
was
that's
really
why I'm
bad.
doing it on my podcast.
Philip. Yeah. Like, ugh. I'm just so sick of it. And like, you don't know these people. You don't care.
No, I know, but I have been listening to DMX on repeat for the last week, and I'm ready
Nice.
to drive by or whatever we're supposed to do. I'm
Yeah.
ready to
Oh, I could
do
get
some
into a fight.
drugs, fight someone,
Dude,
stabbing
I'm
people,
pretty sure
killing
the
people,
like,
robbing people.
this is like my brain was like, oh, this is evidence of the fucking the Big Daddy overlord. Like, DMX has just been showing up on my shuffle like an insane amount in the last week. Like,
All right.
just put my music on shuffle and DMX will play like 2 or 3 times
Oh,
in
that's
like
funny.
the period that I'm listening to music. And I'm like, this has to be the algorithm or something. Like Rough Riders Anthem used to come through like once a month. I heard
Yeah,
it like 10 times this week.
yeah. Yeah, I just like that. What I've always liked about DMX is like, and I've seen him saying in interviews. This is like when I was recording in Miami's one album. Like we were having so much fun, like drinking, partying in the in the clubs at night. In the studio, like it wasn't. He's like, who wants to be happy all the time? Like I'm music for you to like feel shit and like know, like who wants to be happy all the time? Like you would get taken advantage of. Like you to listen to this hard shit. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's just like so much of his music is so gritty, like to a point where sometimes you're like,
Dude, that song Damien, again, Damien has come on twice
oh
in the
yeah,
last week
Damien's
on my
great.
shuffle. And I'm like, what? This is like a deep cut. This thing never got, like, I haven't heard Damien in years.
Yeah,
Comes on
yeah.
twice in
Probably
a
the
week.
algorithms, man.
Yeah, so fucking, but yeah, that song came on. I was like, oh, bro, this song is hard as fuck.
Yeah, man. I like well, DMX has always been an artist that I just get so hyped listening to his music. So I'm just
Yeah,
in the kitchen, just like it's so
Yeah,
good.
man. I had like a gym playlist that was like a bunch of like DMX songs and then a bunch of the really angry Eminem songs,
Yeah,
like
man.
like collapse and puke and stuff. And like
Yeah.
today, dude, this is funny. We were listening to music in the shop and I just had like a playlist on that I was like, oh, this is like a nice, like fun playlist. It's like there's nothing harmful on here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then this car like rolls in and we're like working. And then all of a sudden fucking Eminem comes on and it's like, I don't give a fuck if you don't like my shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I will not wrote this, so suck my dick. I was like, oh, I should probably turn this one down.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it got far enough to like get any like thing out, but it like started playing like,
Like,
oh, let's turn that down.
Yeah. It's so funny. There's some artists that just like with DMX, like I listen to like some of the hits. I just get so hyped. I'm like, let's fucking do something. Like, yes.
Breaks.
Yeah, man.
I want to go on because like everything got closed down again, so you can't go to like the rage rooms or like do anything. I just want to go on Kijiji and find like free old electronics and then just like go to like empty parking and just like smash them. And then just like go dispose of them responsibly at the eco station afterwards.
That's not bad. That's
right?
Bad.
I feel like
are the new restrictions
service?
Oh,
sorry.
I said, are the restrictions affecting you?
Yeah, I can't go to the fucking rage room. No. No. Just comedy wise, just doing just stand up shit, dude. Like, dude, I'm so fired up. Like these fucking online stand up needs to stop existing. Like now, cut it out, everyone. Stop it. Stop doing it. This is exactly what I said. Again, I'm fucking Nostradamus with this shit. Like I'm like the fucking pandemic comedy Nostradamus. I fucking hate it. Exactly what I said was gonna go wrong with all of the fucking online shit is exactly what went wrong. And then when everyone was like, oh, don't do online shows, or you should do online shows, and I was like, no, fuck that. Because as soon as I start doing online shows, then when shit gets up and running again, people are gonna be like, oh, we had success with our online show, blah, blah, blah. And then I found this fucking New York Times article that's like, is online stand-up here to stay? I was like, fuck no, it isn't. Fuck off.
Ugh. I saw you post that and I knew you had venom behind it. Yeah, it cheapens the craft. If you can just pipe someone in over Zoom and that's good enough, then
what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, that's not. It's oh my god! It takes away crowd. It takes away the whole interaction between the audience and the comic.
It's not even that. It's just like you're not in this room with us. Like you're not part of this. That's the whole thing about stand-up. Is like it's a whole thing. Like it's not just what's going on. It's like there's silences in stand-up that are so important in like. Exactly. Especially like good stand-up comedians. Like I can't imagine like you can kind of get it on an album because it's edited and crafted and whatever, but like there's nothing like live stand-up. Like when you go, like I've been lucky enough to see a bunch of my favorite comedians like multiple times, and like going to see Doug Stanhope live when like it's quiet in there, like
oh yeah,
dude, there's like a feeling that's going on, and it's like, yeah, you can't just stream this. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
No, and if you turn people's mics on or whatever and you let them try to interact, you get a delay and you get like it's It's nowhere near the same, and we don't resort to that at this point. I feel like that these Zoom shows, once things are back to normal, should be the absolute last resort. Once some other pandemic comes around and sweeps us all the way, that should
But
be
the
the
problem
last
is they do
resort.
business. Like that's the issue with them is that they're great business. They're fantastic business as far as money, like dollars go. Like,
They won't be once they're allowed to do stuff again.
but it's still like just as a business to have it as like an available option or like
So they'll say, hey, you can headline for this much, but you're only doing the online shows.
yeah, exactly. Or
And then we got shows in the club.
corporates, dude. Like, how much easier is it for a corporate instead of now? How much less do they have to pay us because we don't have to drive out to Saskatchewan to do the show? We just get a Zoom in.
I can't see that. Like those people have, I don't know, they have money to spend. They want entertainment in the room. As a Zoom show, no one's gonna pay attention. At a corporate, something like that, I can't see working. Thankfully.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. But like, it's such an easy sell, bro. Because like, I just it's
it is an easy sell.
and it's just
Hopefully,
bad. Like, it's a bad comedy show that's an easy sell. So it's just gonna be a money grab that's bad for the art, and it's horrible, and it's not gonna end, and it's not gonna stop. And if you plan on going to a Zoom show or doing a Zoom show or putting on a Zoom show or you hear someone doing a Zoom show, tell them that it's a bad idea and it's gross and they shouldn't do it.
yeah,
I hate it to the core.
yeah.
Except for the one that I did for charity because that was important and it was the only way we could do a show at the time.
Listen, there are exceptions to every rule. Sometimes
Yeah.
you do what you have to do, but we're not talking about at time where you're doing what you have to do. We're talking about things are back to normal. If you're supporting that, you're really hurting comics. When things are back to normal, you're like, oh, I'll just watch this show on. Don't do it, bro.
Well, and like the two metaphors that I kind of figured were best for it were one, like if you ever watched your own like elementary or junior high Christmas play or whatever, like you get like the VHS or the DVD. Yeah, and you watch it back and you remember like being there and it was kind of fun and everyone was like, there's energy in the room and like you kind of heard sneakers squeaking and a kid coughed and whatever.
Yeah.
And then like you watch it back and it's just like mediocre footage and you hear sneakers squeaking and a kid cough and you're like, what the fuck?
Just think about I don't know if this is the same, I imagine it is. Any video of a concert ever taken in my life, I've never really rewatched, and if I did, I've been like, "Oh, this is insane." the sounds off. You're like, "Oh God, I wish I was there again."
Yeah.
But I just someone once said to me the other day, they're like, "Next time, like here on out, I'm never taking my phone and videoing at a show ever again."
Yeah.
Just I like never again.
Because here's the thing, if you would have ever had the time to look at that shit, it would have been during this pandemic. And how many times did you go through the old photo album or look at any like firework video that you took? Like, absolutely not. No one did.
Listen, I'm all about snapping a photo of you. Absolutely. You gotta you can capture something with a photo. But we're talking we're talking strictly about transferring the art through a shitty camera, especially like back older times, but through a shitty camera and being like, this is the same. It's not. And it's never going to be. So hopefully people don't track it.
So yeah, I don't know. I just don't like that it's going that way, and it makes me very furious. And like, it's the attitude that has been like a burden on comedians for our entire existence has always been this like, yeah, well, but that's the way things are kind of going, so I guess we're gonna do it.
Yeah, we do it for cheaper, I guess.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, like people just take pay cuts, and like this industry is so fucked with that shit. And it's like I just am watching it happen again, and I'm like, cut it out, guys.
No, it's a nightmare. I hope that's not the I hope that's not the way it goes. But honestly, man, I think once people are allowed to go out again, the clubs and the bar shows are gonna have like a energy of people who just are so starved for not screen presented entertainment.
Yeah, 100%.
Watch a million stand comedy Netflix specials.
Yeah.
But being at any one of those is being at any one of those instead of watching it. Netflix is a million times better.
Yeah. 100%.
Being able to laugh.
But at the end of the day, the New York Times still wrote a fucking article being like, "Is it here to stay?" No. No.
Yeah. Did you read the article or did you just like? Brr?
I like skimmed.
Yeah, I saw that you posted it. I agreed with you, but I didn't read it because I was like,
Yeah, it said
Gonna make a
exactly
case
what I
for
thought
it.
it was going to say, being
Yeah.
like, "Oh, it's a very good way to have an effective entertainment from anywhere in the world." Blah blah blah. Like, get out of here.
the only way I can see like I hate to even say this, but I can see it being a little more a realistic option is if a company is so remote workforce that they're throwing their party via video conference. I could see them obviously having a comic that way, which
Yeah.
hopefully that's not the fuck, because obviously the workforce is going to be a thing, but yeah, no, just don't do it. But just don't participate. Just say no, or price it
Come to
out.
the show.
Make it more
That's the
expensive.
thing. I don't understand. This is like, I guess I do understand, but like, I've never liked putting my comedy like online, like my actual stand-up act. Like I haven't,
Yeah.
I don't like putting it online because that feels like the one trump card we have as comedians. It's like, if you like it and find it entertaining, I have some videos out there. You can listen to the podcast, you can do whatever. But like, if you want to see me in my element, like come to a comedy club and watch
Come to
me
the
do
club.
comedy.
That's a
Like,
good.
be there and come see it.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, it would be weird. Like, it feels like I don't want to compare myself, but this is like the hyperbole of it. It's like Queen, you didn't like go to like a Queen concert and just like watch them play their songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
put on a performance for people. And it's like, you can't put on a performance through a fucking computer screen.
Put it this way: anytime I've watched any of those massive festival shows, or just speaking of Queen, you know, anytime I've seen any of those massive festival shows with those enormous crowds, I've never thought I'd rather be watching this from my couch than actually be in it. Because like being there, you would remember everything about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're driving point home, but I think it has to be driven home because people might get too comfortable with like, oh, we could just fucking Zoom a show ever.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
good,
well,
good,
that's the
good for some
problem.
comics finding a way to like. I think Nick Burden, Birdie. I saw he just opened up a show where I think it's like someone delivers you the ingredients for cocktails for like certain cocktails, and then you log on to the show and watch it. I think that like it's the people that are being forced to like way to make it work are finding a way to, but I think he's a guy that's probably the same way as you, where it's like as soon as we're ready to go back, online shows are done.
Yeah, man. And I just like, oh, what the hell? I had an idea that I just forgot.
What do you think about? What do you think about say like at the Strip, if they offered a streaming option forward?
Yeah, like that's what I like. No, like
Yeah.
because no, like it's bad. It's gonna be bad comedy. It's not gonna be good for anyone. Like it's not.
Right. It's the ripple effect of it are they hurt the artist.
Yeah, and
People might not see it at face value, but it's there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's the fucking skip the dishes of entertainment. Like,
Yeah.
you lay out skip the dishes to someone and like you really explain what's happening, everyone would be like, you get cold food, it costs you twice as much money. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. It's always like an awkward interaction. The guy's making no money who's delivering the fucking thing. Like, the whole thing is a bad idea, but everyone does it because it's so fucking convenient. And I don't want comedy.
Sometimes you're drunk or high and you can't drive to a place.
Yeah, but dude, you live on like Jasper. I live on White Ave. We just walk.
I'm just playing, man.
But yeah, I get.
Usually when I fire it up.
Yeah. And that I get it if you're being safe, whatever. But like, people don't use it for that, bro.
Being stoned.
Dude, I have sent out from a restaurant 2 cans of Red Bull to a skip the dishes driver.
Really?
Yes, 100%. I'm like,
That-
dude,
that was
there
the
a
order?
small gas station in walking distance. There had to be.
Oh, like that's yeah. I always feel bad when I order from something like too close to me,
Yeah.
or I'm like, I should have just walked over there. Like Pizza Hut as an example, they just dangle it in your face too. It's like if you walk in the store, they're like fucking $3.99, 12 topping large, and if you order off the app, it's like regular prices for everything. right on the, it's like I think it's like $8.99, two topping pizza or something, medium walk-in special only. Meanwhile, I'll sit there on the app and order like $20 pizza. It gets delivered to me, and I pay someone to do that.
Yeah, dude. Me and my mom were in Blaze Pizza and we ordered our pizzas. And then while we were waiting for them to be made, we like remade our order on Skip the Dishes and compared the price, like the final price that we paid. And it was like both of our meals costed less than like one pizza to order to deliver.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah, well, because another thing people don't know about Skip the Dishes, here's a restaurant inside. If you order off the regular menu for takeout, it's a reduced price to Skip the Dishes because Skip the Dishes like doesn't pay you or anything like that. And if anything gets like made and the Skip the Dishes driver like doesn't come get it or the order gets canceled or whatever, that's just food costs like straight out the window. You can't do anything with it. So they were like losing money on Skip the Dishes. So they increased the prices by what Skip the Dishes takes pretty much. So
Oh,
prices increased by like 15 to like 30% ish on all items.
right.
So you'll notice like weird amounts, like dipping sauces will be like $1.17 or something. And you're like, what is going on with this?
Oh, that's what it is, hey?
Yeah. So the price is already inflated, and then there's a delivery fee, and then there's the tip fee. And so, like, at the end of the day, there's like this whole fucking other thing, and like people don't even know. They're just using this app because it's convenient.
Yeah, convenience is the killer. I think.
There's a place
I like
that-
to be convenient.
Dude, there's a place that delivers pizza by my place and also by my work. And we order from there all the time. They've got it's called Red Swan Pizza. Free shout out. Red Swan's good. They put sesame seeds on the crust, and there's
Tried
like
Red
either
Swan, yeah.
lemon or paprika or something in the sauce. It's really good. And they have like tandoori chicken. They do like a 2-topping pizza. I get tandoori chicken and mushrooms. It's so good. So, anyways, Red Swan Pizza, big shout out. But they're on Skip the Dishes, but you can also order online, non-contact delivery, pay online, just going to their website. And it takes about the same amount of time, and it's way cheaper because it's free delivery and it's like the normal price, and they have like deal prices on the website. And they deliver it to you, and you can do it all contactless and online, but no one does it. Because no,
They should advertise better. They should advertise better because no one knows that shit.
No, but it is. It's that's the other thing is I see ads for it everywhere on my phone because the algorithm and I'm ordering it all the time, and it says
I
like
love pizza, and I never seen it.
yeah, Red Swan. Look at,
Oh, I wrote it down in the notes for the episode, right?
yeah, dude, it's fucking good. Big shout out to Red Swan.
Yeah. Yo, the other thing I wanted to shout out was this hilarious TikTok that I saw. My friend Dana sent it to, where this guy rolls up in his car, says to this old dude next to him like, "Hey, you did a lot of drugs in these," and the guy's just like, "Yeah." And you've for the guy you were saying.
Yeah. I got to work with him. It was really funny. He actually knows another dude that I worked with, so we ended up like hanging out a little bit, like not anything crazy, but it was just opening for him for the weekend. So we hung out and like had beers and whatever, and we were like just chatting. We like sent snaps to my other buddy, being like, "Lol, look who I found," and, like
Nice.
being stupid. Yeah, so I've been like following on Instagram, and he's been like, his Instagrams are funny. At Josh Nasser.
Josh, now put that in the notes too. Fuck.
Yeah. So Josh Nasser, and he's got a funny Instagram, but he kind of took off in the pandemic. I don't know if he's like rolling around in the passenger seat of his buddy's car or what, but it started just like intermittent, like among all his stuff. He would just be in his car and he'd roll his window down and just yell something to a stranger and just film their reaction.
That's hilarious. I love hitting like innocent random people with sort of left field stuff. Like, I was picturing myself in that, like in like 20, 10 years, 20 years came in, it was just like, you look like a guy who used to party, and I'd be like, probably blush.
Yeah, dude, some of the videos are so funny. I remember there's like this old couple. He's like, "Hey," and they like look over. He's like, "You guys look like a very lovely couple. Are you happy?" And the guy's just like, "No."
See, that's the stuff we're missing right now, is the weird interaction between people. And that's again an argument for in-person comedy as opposed to just strictly, because like those stranger actions, from members of the audience or whatever, or randoms on the street, is what drives half of comedy.
Yeah, dude. It's bro, when I like first did comedy, like the first time I got up there, well, I guess not the very first time, but like once I started like figuring it out, it was like that's what I really fell in love with, was the like connecting with an audience. Like it's so interesting to be like, "Hey, I have this idea, and what do you guys?" And then they laugh. You're like, "What about this?" And like, "Oh," and you're like, "Oh, sorry. Like, what about maybe over
Yeah.
here?"
Yeah, or just when you come into it, you sort of spot the glee person or whatever, and you can kind of play off the little like, oh, you laughed late, like what, or like some of that.
Yeah, dude. I like it's so funny. I've never really prepared set lists for shows until I'm at the venue, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
always like, it's just you gotta have the right feeling. Like
I don't have notes. I just have to go with what I have.
Yeah, I mean, like I just have, dude. I haven't seen. Oh, do I have any notes here? You've probably seen my notes? They're insane.
Yeah,
Like they look like a crazy person. It's
I've
just
got,
like,
yeah. Mine are on my phone, and I read through them sometimes, and I'm like, what?
oh, dude, mine are like papers ripped out of like different notebooks, and like a bunch of it scribbled on like notepads from like hotel rooms and like
Oh yeah.
fucking things, all just like shoved into bigger and smaller notebooks, and like they all just say crazy things on them. And I'll have it like laid out in front of me, just like staring at audience members, just like looking, being like, "Oh yeah, old lady over there,
Yeah,
like drinking waters, crosses around the neck, got it."
got it.
Like,
Cross
dude, and like
crosses around the neck.
but it's true, bro. I have to look out for shit like that. Like I really, especially with some of the stuff that I do, like I'll write a joke down and then I'll look out in the audience and be like, is anyone gonna freak out if I tell this?
Yeah, no,
Like,
definitely had that vibe where you're just kind of like, I've written stuff down and then got to the event and been like, because I usually prepare ahead of time, but again, like whatever. So
yeah,
yeah, like an hour, I have 20 minutes probably, but I'd show up at the play and be like, these aren't going to play at all here. Or
yeah.
you
You just
just
show
like
up
you
and
just like get a feeling at the place where you're like, if this was couples tonight, these jokes were, but it's a bunch of like bikers, and you're like, oh well, okay.
yeah, dude. Like, and there's some stuff that like you just can't like, you can't like replicate, and you can't like know before going in, and like
Yeah,
that's so much part of the fun of it. Like, and it's so important to like what's going on, and like to what really makes good comedy is like this exciting like nuance of like somehow the comedian knows the audience before they're up there, and the audience never knows how, and it's years and years and years and years of trial and error and
right,
bombing, and like
right.
it's so much fun and it's so interesting. And when you see someone do it really well, you're like, "Oh yes, that's awesome."
Yeah. And that's all lost in a Zoom show.
Yeah, all of it's gone.
So completely, it's a whole part of comedy that's carved out of the game.
Yeah, it's the part that I like. Like I can't, if I wanted to write jokes and tell them to a fucking screen, like why? What is the point of
Yeah,
that? Like
yeah.
I
I
don't
know
know.
the whole fun is the payoff. Like
Yeah,
when you set it up and knock it down, and then And then the crowd didn't laugh. It's like, yes, this is what comedy is. This is what
Yeah,
this is
you
what we're
make eye
doing.
contact with a cute girl, and she's just with all other girls. You're like, nice, that's gonna be fun. And then like
I never heard that.
you just right, or like some dude, like if you just get sent shots on stage, you're like, hell yeah, I'm partying with strangers tonight. Like
Partying with strangers. That would be a good band name.
good band.
Yeah, that'd be a band name. Yeah, partying with
That would also
strangers.
be a good name for a comedy album, Partying with Strangers.
Well, guess what? It's the name of this fucking episode.
Yeah, yeah.
Here we go. It's gonna be something.
Dude, that's also, oh, I miss partying with strangers, bro. Like, do you remember how quickly we got told to quiet down when we met up for a bar at a
Yeah,
bar?
man. Oh, dude, just too loud mouth, loud laughing. But yeah, I miss that so much, man. And
Bro, I miss
it sucks
people
that
that
things
do
have been
it
closed
with
down
a
again.
stranger just like involving themselves in it, and you're like, yeah, let's party.
Yeah, man. It's such a common thing, and then it was taken from us pretty much completely. I kind of like dividers in some cases. I don't know where those stayed.
That's the other. There is times where like a lot of the COVID regulations actually get you out of a mess. You're like, whoop, headphones, mask. See you never, world. Like,
I've been loving hoodie gym, where just like hood up, mask on, glasses on. And it's just like, who am I? Nobody knows. Yeah, all black. Just like,
dude, I'm fucking right in the pussy guy right now. That's who I am.
I'm hoodie, man. Just like it's like the legend of Carmelo Anthony, Hoodie Mello. When there's all these of him practicing with this hoodie on and like playing against guys and pick this hoodie on, and he's just like absolutely lights out. So I was talking about Hoodie Mello. So I've been like, man, this is like hoodie feel, like a headphones in, sunglasses on, hood up, hat on, just like I'm invisible out here.
I'm invisible. No one sees
Yeah,
me.
man. Do I have AirPods? No, I don't. And I'm with Visa. Thank you. Music back on. Boom. Back on my rope.
Swagged up.
Yeah, man. I like being so like yeah, you
like
guys don't even see me.
I like Hoodie Mellow, dude. I like when dudes have like a thing like Tiger Woods wore red on Sunday and just like
Yeah.
like he just
Man.
be like down. He just by like 8 strokes, and then you're like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
Sunday. Don't worry about it.
So Tiger Woods. So they found out he was going twice the speed limit, and when they like approached him after the thing, he thought he was in Florida, and they found like a pill bottle, no markings on it, in his backpack near the. But they didn't do a sobriety like they didn't do his blood or like this. So just like no charging. But it's like, man, that seems that they're like, oh well, like the car's like box or whatever the equivalent is in a car. And they're like, said he was going like between 80, 84 and 87 miles an hour, and they're like, yeah, but there were no witnesses, so.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, how mad that guy at the timing of the Me Too movement.
Oh, Tiger Woods?
Yeah. He's like, yo, what? Like, if it would have come out like 4 years later, what he was doing, like, it would be like, yeah, dude, we got like Epstein's a creepy pedophile. Like,
Yeah, you're
everyone's been like, touching chicks. Like, Kevin Spacey's a psycho. Some dude jerked off into a plant. It's like, yeah, you cheated on your wife, whatever. Like,
yeah. I wish I got. I haven't got to see the HBO little documentary they did on him because I don't have HBO. But apparently it was pretty sweet. I read about it. But like his just about his like his sort of come up and his downfall. But yeah, that shit was crazy. But yeah, the whole crowd thing. It's like I don't know, man. Just fell asleep at the wheel, but I'm glad he's okay, relatively okay.
yeah, that's pretty crazy. I mean, his life changed.
Yeah, like apparently he flipped it a couple times, and like, whoo, that was nuts.
Yeah, rich people in their cars, they're not very responsible. Like, can you imagine what the 80s was like when everyone was doing cocaine and like They just like,
The roads
like-
must have nuts.
bro, like
The roads
who
must
was
have
it?
mental.
Who was the comedian? Sam Kinison that wrapped his Corvette around like a pole in the Hollywood Hills and then just like
Oh my
dipped
God.
out on it.
That's insane. That's insane. But I'm even in Edmonton, like the professional athletes residing in Edmonton were doing a lot of those
Yeah.
activities. It's probably fucking snow all up and down the roads.
Yeah, man, the 80s was probably a wild time.
Yeah, like I was 0 to 5. I don't really remember it, but
Yeah, man. I think
I didn't
the
really get too into the 80s.
80s was like both the peak of humanity and also like the absolute rock bottom of humanity. I think it was
We
like
have its rock bottom moments.
if you were alive in the 80s, you got like all the technology before it completely took over our lives. Like we
Yeah.
landed on the moon and you had TV and like you could record things and listen to music whenever you wanted, but like it wasn't ruined yet.
Yeah. It hadn't
Also-
fully taken over every aspect of our life.
Yeah. But also it was like super easy to get away with crimes because like we didn't have any of the like new crime technology. So like
Yeah.
no CCTVs and like no audio
Yeah.
recording emails or anything like that. Like everything was just a paper trail. You just lit it on fire and it was gonzo forever.
It was
Like,
gone. Yeah, people who got caught doing crimes back then.
dude, have you ever watched those like drug smuggling documentaries on Netflix? And these dudes are just like out of jail and shit. And they're just talking about how they were like flying like thousands of pounds of cocaine out of Colombia and just like dropping it into the ocean by the Florida Keys. You're like, what? Like,
Yeah.
like we can't even wear shoes on the airplane anymore.
Yeah, man. Never mind smuggling, killing keys.
Just dropping kilograms of cocaine. Do you know how fast the Coast Guard would be there in 2021?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Like-
they'd be scanning it.
Yeah, like motherfuckers have to swallow balloons full of heroin and like pretend they have kids these days.
Oh my god.
This dude just had a fucking old Cessna that he bought from Russia, like from World War II, and he's like, "Yeah, fucking she'll go."
The craziest thing for me watching some of these documentaries is you see like they can't use planes forever. So there's just like discarded plane in the jungles of Colombia or the wild of Colombia because it's like, yeah, we couldn't use this plane anymore because it was hot. So we can what they're just like, okay, we're done one. Let's buy a new one. Like, oh my
There's also
lord.
hippos in Colombia now.
Yeah. Yeah, drug dealers do some interesting things. Rich people, but drug dealers.
Yeah, both. That's a really crazy combination because like billionaires do really crazy shit and coke dealers do really crazy shit. And coke dealer billionaires probably do really crazy shit.
And it's always a wild thing when you
Enormous population in a foreign country.
yeah, the other thing I can never grasp in these documentaries is when they're like they were making like $30 million a day. I'm like, what? I too much money. I can't even.
Dude,
How do you even like? What is that? What's that a year? I can't even do the math.
like when they talk about like how much cash that they had, and they're like, yeah, no, we just had to buy a couple oil tankers and we welded a big hole in them, filled them up with hundreds, and just threw them in the back of a couple acres that we bought. You're like, what do you mean? You spent $2 million to hide your $50 million? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Like what a life. Yeah, you use money to hide money. Yeah, that's the gym. Okay, right. Sorry.
Bro, as soon as you start counting money by how much it weighs, you have too much money.
That's true. Yeah, when you're burying it in fields and shit, because you're like, oh, what am I supposed to do with all this cash?
I can't take it to a bank.
Oh,
There's not enough things to buy.
I can only make it get rain so hard. People be
I can
drowning.
get it really dirty. That's all I can do with this money.
Oh man, damn. But I like watching shows about that kind of stuff, and because it's such a world than the one that I live in and have grown up in. It's another reason back to DMX, man. Like listening to the real like. He was such a good writer and storyteller. listening to these songs is just like, man, I like obviously don't share these experiences, but like you can feel the like emotion and shit.
Dude,
And
that's what's
it
amazing
might
about
gets me
guys
so
like,
hyped.
yeah, dude, like DMX and like Kendrick and Nas and like obviously Biggie and Tupac and like all the dudes from NWA, like Dre and like
Sure,
all the
sure.
legendary like gangster rap, like real gangster rappers
Yeah.
have this amazing ability to tell stories, but they also have these insane stories. So it's like
Yeah.
this like phenomenal whole thing wrapped up in like a rhyme scheme and like done with like an unreal samples from
On a
like the
club beat, yeah, where you're just
yeah.
like some of the beats that DMX on too are so like they just feel so grimy and so like dark and
Yeah,
like
just so aggressive.
it's an example of like just very good music.
Yeah, dude. Again, we're at the shop like bumping music, and we have like this young dude that's working with us, and we're just like blasting DMX, and he like didn't know any of the words, and like everyone else is just like screaming it. I
That's
just
so
fucking like
funny.
grabbed him. I was like, "Y'all gonna make me lose my mind." Like, it's just the energy. You just gotta grab
So
someone.
much energy, man. That's why I was DMX all day. By the end of the day, I was like, I gotta go for a run. I gotta expend some energy here. Fuck.
Like, I gotta do 100 push-ups right now.
Yeah, just standing there in my kitchen, just like yes.
That's
Oh,
amazing.
so white, but so feeling so hard.
How long have we been podcasting for? This feels like a 40.
It's been about minutes. That's a good ear. It's a good ear for you have there.
Buddy, thank you. This is exactly how much time I like to do for stand-up comedy. I'm like, this is the point where I'm like, well, the show should be wrapping up now, and then I just have to do 15 more because that's what people like for some reason.
Yeah, they like 15 minutes before a good closing joke.
Yeah, but I just don't like. That's it. I don't know. My opinion's weird, but I just think.
What about Zoom shows, man?
Yeah, no, I just think comedy shows should be as long as like the comedian wants the show to be.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like movies. Like, what do you like? Why are you trying to be like, hey, Quentin Tarantino? It's you have an hour and 20 minutes set this night. It's like, no, my movie is 2 hours long.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. Yeah. Like the general consensus for how long a movie should be is, whatever it is. Mine's a little bit longer. Mine's a little bit short. But this is mine, and so take it or leave it.
It's very strange that we get these weird set times. I like doing like 50-ish minutes and then doing like a little like thank you wrap up and then a big joke, and it ends up being 55 and it's perfect. And I'm like, there we go.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah, and I think no, unless the promoter is to the side with the stopwatch, I think it's probably you just sort of feel
Yeah.
Feel out though because it's when the crowd's done.
But yeah, it's funny. Some people get so mad. They're like, he's going over his time. I get it from like a club perspective because you're trying to run multiple shows in the night. You have like a time schedule.
Sure.
But like, it's funny at like theater shows and stuff to watch like other comics freak out. Like, he's going over his time. Or like, dude, you went under by like 7 minutes. It's like, I don't know, man. Felt over.
I don't know, man. It fell over. I like that response. It's like, yeah, short. Felt long.
It felt long.
Agree to disagree, I guess.
Felt like it was over.
That's the attitude I'm gonna start taking. Yeah. It's like, dude, you fucking went, you belay, you went so long. Really? It didn't feel that long. Bye. Felt like a tight 5, so peace. You did 25 minutes. Didn't feel like it. No. Like
just do like 3 hours, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. Not quite there yet.
All right.
Not quite there yet. Yeah.
Don't go to my website. Nothing's on there. Just follow me on Instagram at AFComedian.
Yeah. Follow us at YE Podcast. Follow me at Kersey. Listen to the podcast. Watch us do things. Maybe we'll make clips. Who knows? It's just to be. It's nice to be talking to another human, and even though it's over Zoom.
Yeah.
This is our weekly socializing, and hopefully you enjoy listening to it.
Yeah. Deuces, everybody.
Okay. Bye.